Hello, I am coming on today to tell you about some of my very favorite Christmas books that I like for my classroom. I'm trying to adjust my camera. I think that's okay. You can see the fan going back there. It's 74 degrees in our house and I'm sweating because I don't know why. Anyway, so I am going to start and I will put links of the 5 books I'm going to talk about in the description, as well as I have Read Aloud-Write Alongs for each of these in my Teachers Pay Teacher store, if that helps you out at all in your classroom this year. Personally, I haven't decided which one I'm going to read next in my classroom, but it will be one of these 4 books. The 5th one is like a really quick read. Anyway, let me start. Okay, this book is a trilogy now, and the author, Matt Haig, is, he writes books for adults, and he's written lots of books for children. These are his, I believe, first books for older, like chapter books. He has several that I will also put in the description. I'll put a couple of them in the description. They're hardcover picture books, and they look really cute. I haven't read them yet, but I have them on my classroom wish list because it's, that's where I keep all those things. Anyway, it's getting really long. I can't, okay, there. No, just kidding. All right. I'm trying to get the glare out of my eyeballs. There we go. A little bit better. Okay, so this first book in this series is called A Boy Called Christmas, and I picked it up at Barnes & Noble 4 years ago, I want to say. It was written in 2015. So when it was brand new, I bought it. So 5 years ago. And I've read it to 2 or 3 or 4 classes now. No, 3. And we start at, the week after Thanksgiving. And I usually make it through the whole chapter book by the time we leave for break. So 1 is probably all you're going to get in, unless you read like more than 15 minutes of it a day. If you could spare 30 minutes a day, you could get through 2 of them. What I do is I incorporate it into the practice writing. My Read Aloud-Write Alongs are questions that go, each chapter has a question. Some books that are shorter, I write more than 1 question per chapter, but this one I'm almost positive, and the other ones in the series I've written 1 question for each chapter. So what I do is I read the question out loud with my kiddos, and then we discuss it. We pick out key words that we're listening for when we read the story, or when I read the story to them. I have a doodle spot on every single question. It's a trifold, so I should have one here. I'm sorry. I probably have one around here somewhere. Anyway, for right now, I don't have it. I'll put a link, though, like I said, to some in the description. Anyway, we talk about keywords and phrases that we're listening for when we hear me read. And then the doodle spot is to just kind of get their creative juices flowing. They can doodle what they are listening to in the story. When we're doing books like this, I usually ask them to doodle what their mind movie that's going on while they're listening to the story. Sometimes I don't necessarily care. I'm sorry, I'm trying to move the camera again. There we go. Sometimes I don't necessarily care what they're doodling, but a lot of times I like to lead them in the direction of the story. Anyway, without further ado, I will read you the back and the inside. Actually, I'm going to read you the inside. The illustrator on these books, I lied. I'm going to keep talking for a minute. The illustrator is Chris, M-O-U-L-D, Mold. And his pictures are amazing. His artwork is amazing. I'll read you a little bit about him too. Okay, so the inside starts like this, the inside cover, and it says, "A few things you should know about Santa Claus. He was once a kid just like you. His name was Nicholas, but his parents called him Christmas. He had only 1 toy, a doll carved out of a turnip. But he was happy with his turnip and the simple life he led with his father until something terrible happened, something that sent Nicholas on a quest all the way to the North Pole, over frozen lakes and snow-capped mountains to the magical village of Elfhelm. As Nicholas faced off against elves, trolls, and pixies, and made lifelong friends with a surly flying reindeer, he was transformed from an ordinary boy into the big-hearted, chimney-shimmying Santa we all know and love. So, on the back, it does give you some information about both the author and the illustrator, Matt Haig. I have listened to one of his adult books on Audible. It was really good. It was a biography of his life to date, and it was kind of deep and a little dark, but it was really good. Anyway, it says here, Matt Haig is an internationally best-selling author whose novels for children and adults have been translated into 26 languages. His children's books have won the Smarties Gold Award, the Alex Award, and the Blue Peter Book Award, and have been nominated several times for the Carnegie Medal and the Waterstones Children's Book Prize. I don't know those. He lives in Brighton with his wife and 2 children and is currently working on another Christmas tale. And I have that one. Chris Mould began studying art at the age of 16 and has gone on to become an acclaimed illustrator of children's books. He now has over 20 books in print between the US and the UK where he lives. So this one, like I said, was written in 2015. The next one in the series, okay, so where this one leaves off, I don't want to tell you too much in case kids might be listening, but where this leaves off is we discover that Nicholas, whose parents called him Christmas, is in fact Santa Claus, Saint Nicholas. So the next one in this series is The Girl Who Saved Christmas. Now this starts off when Nicholas is older and has been living in Elfhelm for quite some time, and he is Father Christmas. So, the back of this one I'll read. It says, Amelia Wishart was the first child ever to receive a Christmas present. So, the story begins, and it tells just a little brief bit about how she was the first child who ever believed in the magic of Christmas, and so she received the first gift, and that was the first gift that Nicholas ever gave as Santa. It was her Christmas spirit that gave Santa the extra boost of magic he needed to make his first trip around the world, but now Amelia is in trouble. When her mother falls ill, she is sent to the workhouse to toil under cruel Mr. Creeper, and it's not long before her hope begins to drain away. As Christmas approaches, magic levels dip dangerously low at the North Pole, and Santa knows that something is gravely wrong. With the help of his trusty reindeer, a curious cat, and Charles Dickens, the actual Charles Dickens, he sets out to find Amelia, the only girl who might be able to save Christmas. But first, Amelia must learn to believe again. So, this one is awesome. Down here where it tells you the age range, it says ages 8 to 12, and I completely agree with that. My kids in 3rd grade are 8 and 9, and they absolutely love these books. This is the one I read to them last year, and I think I'll probably do that this year. I don't know why. It seems like a little bit of a quicker read to me, although I don't think it really is. I don't know. Maybe we just read more at one time. I don't know. That doesn't really make sense. But because of the ridiculous rise in numbers right now, I'm not sure how long we're going to be in person. I have no reason to say that I think we're going virtual other than the numbers, but they're pretty high, so we'll see. Yes, I could still read virtually, but I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, this one is the second one in the series. Then the third one in the series is called Father Christmas and Me. And again, I'm going to say spoiler alert. Oh, I hate doing this though. Okay. At the end of this story, oh, should I do it? I'm just going to read you this one, and you can just assume what you want. Well, it kind of tells you exactly. Anyway, okay. It says, let the battle for Christmas begin. It isn't always easy growing up as a human in Elfhelm, even if your adoptive parents are the newly married Father Christmas and Merry Christmas. For one thing, elf school can be annoying when you have to sing Christmas songs every day, even in July, and when you fail all your toy making tests, also it gets very, very cold. But when the jealous Easter Bunny and his rabbit army launch an attack to stop Christmas, it's up to Amelia, from book 2, her new family and the elves to keep Christmas alive before it's too late. And look at this glittery, I don't know if you can see, it's glittery. Anyway, I love that. It says put the happy back into Christmas. That's sweet. Anyway, so it's a good story. I love the art. Look at that. Isn't that just so cool? And so this is the third one in this series. None of them have been even a slight disappointment. I have enjoyed thoroughly reading every single one of them. The kids love these. The one that I told you was a little bit of just an extra. This book, can you see it? I think so. I love, it reminds me a little bit of Mary Inglebright, the colors and the style. But this one is also by Matt Haig, and it's a character that you'll meet in all of the stories. Do you meet her in the first one? I feel like yes, but maybe only the second and third. Anyway, it's the Truth Pixie. She can speak no lies, she can only speak the truth. So this is just a short little book. Here are all the other 3 books in the series that I just told you about. There's a picture of Matt Haig and the illustrator Chris Mould, I'm not sure. Anyway, this little guy is so cute. 2018 is the copyright date. I'll just give you an example of the cute pictures he draws. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. But anyway, it's a short little book, but man, it packs a punch because it talks about the Truth Pixie cannot speak lies to anybody, so she gets herself into quite a bit of trouble that way. She meets a little girl named Ada. There's Ada. And Ada is going through some really hard times. I don't really want to tell you all of it, but I love the way that the Truth Pixie talks to her and says, sure, you're sad now, but sadness is relative. If you don't have sadness, you'll never know happiness. And look at that page right there. But you'll never know happy unless you know sad. And I just feel like the way that he wrote this, it's just so easy for kids to understand and for kids to love. So there's the Truth Pixie thinking, and I don't want to ruin the ending. But it says on the back where, and it's written in rhyme too, which is fun. Wherever she is, whatever the day, she only has one kind of thing to say. Just as cats go meow and cows go moo, the Truth Pixie can only say things that are true. And there on the back she's saying, it's true. Take a drink of my coffee. Okay, the last book I wanted to tell you about is also really good. This one I picked up from Barnes & Noble last year, I think. Last year? Year before. No, last year. No. Anyway, the copyright date, there was a song in there, and that's the copyright date of that. 2016. Okay, I guess because there's a song that is sung in here, and it says that one is copyright 2016, but I think it's the whole book. This one is called The Christmassaurus, and it's by Tom Fletcher, illustrated by Shane DeVries. Anyway, here is Tom Fletcher on the back. I think what I like most about the last author, Matt Haig, and this author, Tom Fletcher, they're just funny. They don't seem to take themselves very seriously, which is somebody I appreciate. It says here, Tom Fletcher, hatched from an egg discovered in the snowy depths of the North Pole, after writing songs with his band, McFly, and even for One Direction, he turned his hand to writing stories. So, he's cool. Anyway, this story is about a little boy. His name is, I'll just read you what it says on the back. William Trundle. I'm not sure why I'm got something stuck in my throat. There's only one thing William Trundle has ever wanted for Christmas, a dinosaur. But never in his wildest dreams did he think that Santa would actually deliver, and honestly, neither did Santa. Grab a plate of cookies and some hot cocoa and prepare to meet a boy who believes in the magic of the season, the meanest girl in school, possibly the world, Santa Claus, yes, the real Santa, a horrible villain called the Hunter, and a most unusual dinosaur. So, this book, it really addresses a lot of issues. The boy in the book, William, has also suffered some issues, suffered some losses, and there are some issues even currently. You see on the back there's a picture of a wheelchair, and that is his father's, and he and his father are very close. I don't want to say, well, okay, so I'm not going to say it. Okay, so he they suffered a loss, and this girl, what is her name? The girl, I just opened to the funny thing that happens, in the book is just mean. She is the school bully, Brenda. That's right, Brenda. Sorry, all you Brendas out there in this book, you're the bully. And so, oh, you know what? I think I'm wrong. I think William is the one in the wheelchair. Yeah, I was thinking it was his dad. I haven't read this since last year. To my class. I started this one after Christmas. No, I didn't. It was the year before. Sorry. Anyway, is it him? Okay, I'm just going to keep going. Anyway, he asks for this dinosaur from Santa. He figures, you know what's the worst that can happen? I'm sending my list. I'm asking for this, this Christmas is kind of going to stink anyway. So then, as you can imagine, because I just told you, and also you can see the book cover, he gets the dinosaur for Christmas. So he comes and they think it's a stuffed dinosaur. It's not. And he goes on adventures, and they end up saving the day, and the bully has a really big character change, and that alone is a great reason to read this book. It's really great. The kids absolutely love this one. So I'm looking for a second one to come out or something else. You know what? I think I looked it up, and I think there is a part 2 out that came out in October of this year, but I haven't been able to find it. And you know how on Amazon sometimes you go on and it's like $89 for one copy of this book, and I think that's the one that I found. So I'm gonna wait because I feel like that's not right. Anyway, I'm gonna keep looking for that book. I should see if I can find it on my phone while I'm talking. But anyway, I will share that one if I get it in the series. Let me look at my list. Yes, it's right there. Hold on. Okay. The Christmassaurus and the Winter Witch by Tom Fletcher, thawing October 2019. Can you see that at all? What is with the glare? Holy moly. Okay, there. Anyway, so it was a ridiculous price, and I'll wait until it's not. But this guy also has, I think I stuck, oh, okay, hold on. I stuck these on my wish list also. I was telling you he wrote some other books as well. Hold on here. View lists, classroom wish list. Okay, so these are also by Tom Fletcher. Here's one. It's in a series called Who's in Your Book? And this one says there's an elf in your book. Can you see that? I think you can. And then there's another one called There's a Dragon in Your Book. And then there's some more. There's an alien one, a monster one, but they look really cute. I would love to check one out and just see what it's all about, because I love reading picture books in my classroom. The kids love hearing picture books and seeing them. They're quick, they're easy, and you can do mentor sentences, which I know a lot of people sell on Teachers Pay Teachers. Jivey is one that I bought from. She's really good. They're awesome. Her units on mentor sentences. You can teach all kinds of, any reading concept that you could think of, you can teach through pretty much any picture book. Characterization, setting, theme, you name it. Also, awesome for writing, teaching writing, to get the, to hook the kids and get them engaged in whatever you want them to write about. You can do narrative, you can do opinion writing, you can do expository, depending on what the subject matter of the picture book is. You can pretty much do anything. So I cannot preach enough about the importance of reading to kids in the classroom. So I hope this video gave you a couple ideas of what you could do coming up next for the holidays. They are kind of Christmas heavy, but I sprinkle in there lots of books, picture books about Hanukkah. We have some great ones. Kwanzaa, we hit it all. We hit all everything magical about the season of the year, and the kids always have a really good time. So hopefully you found something useful or helpful about this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to help me grow my channel. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.